Hey, I just saw the Ghost in the Shell trailer, and visually I was impressed. It's really good. I like the visuals. I like that they're trying to be as much as they can true to the original movie. Now I know I've heard that there are other that they're not just using Ghost in the Shell, the original anime movie from '95. I think they're using other uh, movies in the franchise or TV shows, which honestly I haven't really watched. I've seen some of them, but they just weren't as entertaining, or I just couldn't get into them. Maybe I'll watch them all before the movie comes out, but the original movie, the original Ghost in the Shell anime, that's awesome. I love that one, and I watch it as much as I can. Well, I mean, I could watch it every day if I wanted to, but I try to watch it at least once a year or something. It's hilarious that I saw the song that they used for that trailer, and let me see, that Depeche Mode song. It's called "Enjoy the Silence," and it's got like 20 million views or something like that. And I guarantee you that that movie or that song had like less than a million views 2 weeks ago. So, and all the comments, it's all Ghost in the Shell related. So that trailer skyrocketed that song, which is cool. But I don't necessarily want to talk about Ghost in the Shell so much as I want to talk about Scarlett Johansson playing the lead of Ghost in the Shell. I don't understand what the big deal is. I don't understand why people are losing their mind. Well, maybe not losing their mind, but it, it they seem to have a problem with Scarlett Johansson playing the major, the main character, the lead role in the movie, which I don't know what the big deal is. Not to me. I don't. It's not like it's when Sean Connery played. He was playing an Asian or a Japanese samurai or something, and all he was they put some fake eyebrows on him, and all he did was squint the whole time. I mean, it looks ridiculous. It literally looks like a white dude just squinting, and we're supposed to buy that he's Japanese. Now, that's cultural appropriation. I don't know if that's the right use of it. I've only heard that term recently. Before I've never heard that term until I think earlier this year, where there was a situation in some university in the States where some guy was selling tacos, and he was wearing a sombrero, and he was calling it Taco Tuesday, and some university kids had an issue with it. And I don't know why. What's the big deal? To me, I don't think Mexicans would care about it, and I think they're if anyone's gonna be outraged, it should have been them. I don't know why it's always like some uptight white kids that are calling other people out for things like this when the culture itself doesn't even care. Which is another issue. Like, I don't know if Japanese people themselves care that Scarlett Johansson is playing the role of the major, or if it's just, you know, fucking humorless white people that are making a big deal out of it. Again, getting back to the issue of Scarlett Johansson playing the main character, I still don't see what the big deal is. It's not like when Mickey Rooney played a Japanese landlord. My God, when I saw that the first time, that's in the 60s, movie from the 60s, Breakfast at Tiffany's. It is the most vile, the most disgusting, stereotypical portrayal of a Japanese man. And they got a white person, a white man, to play a Japanese character, but they gave him like these buck teeth, this over the top slanty eyes. I don't, is that a bad term to use? I don't even know anymore. I can't keep up with what's good and what's bad. But if you saw, I'll post an image somewhere of Mickey Rooney playing a Japanese character. It is horrible. This is, I guess, 15 years after World War II, when Americans were just saying all kinds of horrible things about Japanese people, and just would portray them in the most disgusting possible way. Um, if you do a Google search, you'll see what I mean. There's just vile images. So this isn't that. This is Scarlett Johansson looks very much like the major in the original movie. If you pay attention, or if you know anime at all, I've been watching it since the 80s, and the Japanese have this thing where they have characters that are supposedly Japanese. They speak Japanese, they live in Japan, they live and breathe Japanese culture, but for some reason, when they draw the characters, they make him look very European looking, like they have European features. It's like some high school kid who's Japanese, but he's got like blonde hair and blue eyes, okay, with a Japanese name. Now, I'm not saying that Europeans can't live in Japan or don't live in Japan. Of course they do. But if it's a European person that grew up in Japan and speaks Japan and lives and breathes the culture, but he still looks European, if he happens to become a public figure and you're going to portray him in a movie, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is of portraying a person that looks European by using another European to play the role. It's not, Scarlett Johansson fits the part. It's not some ridiculous thing like they're using Brad Pitt to play fucking Nelson Mandela or something like that. If you look at the drawing of the Major, they made her look very European. So I don't see what the big deal is of looking for a person that fits the image of the character. And I know that fictional characters can be anything. They don't have to be white or black or anything. For example, what's it called? The Avengers. The character that Samuel L. Jackson plays, he's originally a white man, but it's now being portrayed by a black man. I don't care, big deal. So it's a fictional character. Same with the Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four, the most recent incarnation. I think it's a black man playing what is normally and originally was a white male. I don't care, big deal. So what? It's a fictional character. So I don't know why some people want a Japanese person to play the role of the Major when the Major herself doesn't look like your traditional Japanese person. I mean, I'm talking generally speaking. Obviously, I know some people don't like generalizations, but I think most people can tell the difference between a European and a Japanese person. And Japan is not like the US where there's it's a melting pot. They haven't had a lot of other cultures introduce the Japanese culture. Like in the US, anybody can be American. You can have a black, Asian, Latino, whatever. American, doesn't matter because it's a melting pot. Japan is not quite like that. You can, for the most part, you can tell that it's either from the continent of Europe or the continent of Japan, or not Japan, but Asia. And the character to me looks very European, just like that's what Japanese people do. I don't have a problem with it. All their major, very popular anime, the characters look European. Actually the biggest, and for all those people that are, I think, saying that this is cultural misappropriation. Again, I'm not too familiar with that term. I hope I'm using it correctly, but think about Jesus. They always portray him as this blonde hair, blue-eyed dude when Jesus came from the Middle East. So you would think he would be a little bit darker with maybe darker hair, brown eyes, a more stereotypical looking Middle Eastern person. I know that the Middle East is vast and there are various colors. It's not just dark. Some Middle Easterns can look very light and some dark, but generally speaking, it's a more darker tone. But Jesus, man, they make him look super white. He's like hanging in the cross, all rugged and chiseled with a six pack. 12-inch cock, probably. If you leave it up to Christians, they would probably do that. If they had to show his penis, they would probably give him a 12-inch dong. I doubt they would give him a nub like they did to that poor fella David. Have you seen the statue of David? Poor guy. Well, that went off the rails a little bit. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, getting back to cultural misappropriation. Think about Sailor Moon, for example. Sailor Moon, the main character is what's her name? Serena, I think. Well, she's supposed to be uh, a high school girl that lives in Japan. She speaks Japanese. She is Japanese, right? That's what she's supposed to be. But she's got blonde hair, blue eyes, very white skin. Now, if they were to make a live action movie of Sailor Moon, are we supposed to get a Japanese girl? Or will it be acceptable to go and get a more Caucasian European looking person that fits the role, that fits the look? Blonde, blue eye, white. I don't understand why I people think that Scarlett Johansson should have been played by a Japanese actor or actress. It wouldn't have bothered me. I don't care. Again, it's a fictional character, but I think Scarlett Johansson fits the role perfectly, especially with that goofy haircut that the character has. Uh, it looks great. I think it's good. I don't have a problem with it. And I don't know. I'm excited to see it, and yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. The Japanese draw their characters that to look very European. I don't understand why an American or Hollywood studio can't hire a person that looks like the drawing, the cartoon itself, which is like a Scarlett Johansson, which I don't know. It's a very white looking character. Anyways, I don't know what else to say about that. That's my 2 cents on it. I'm gonna go watch the movie no matter what. I hope it's good. I hope it's really good. Everything else looks good. Balto and or what's his name? Bateau, the guy with the little tiny eyes or whatever. God, I'm really showing my ignorance. Now people are gonna think I've never even seen the movie. I actually went to see that movie in a theater like last year. Around my area, there's a theater where you can watch older movies, and they had a special where they were showing Akira, and Ghost in the Shell, and it was amazing watching it in the big screen because I've only seen it in tiny little monitors or screens. It's good. The sound, everything, the music. I can't wait. And enough with this cultural appropriation crap. It again. If it was Breakfast at Tiffany's, Mickey Rooney, white guy playing a Japanese character, go check that out. I'm telling you, it's really disgusting. I can understand, but Scarlett Joe playing the major, I don't see what the big deal is. It's no big deal. Stop freaking out, people. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Peace.